You came in early. You stayed late. You delivered the report nobody asked you to do. And at the end of that quarter, they promoted someone else. If that hit, stay with me. Because what I'm about to tell you is something no one in your company will ever say to your face. In this video, I'm going to show you the real reason hardworking African professionals get passed over, and exactly what to do about it. Not motivation. Not generic tips. A real strategy that works inside African corporate culture, specifically, whether you're in a bank on Victoria Island, a consultancy in Westlands, or a multinational in Accra. Stick around to point number 4, that one alone changed how I show up at work every single day. Here's what they taught us growing up: keep your head down, work hard, results speak for themselves. Our parents believe this. Some of our mentors still preach it. And it's not wrong. It's just incomplete. Because in every corporate environment, Lagos, Nairobi, London, anywhere, there's a second game being played. A visibility game. And most hardworking people don't even know it exists. I remember watching a colleague, let's call him Chidi. Brilliant. Quiet. Delivered everything on time. His manager liked him but had no idea what he actually contributed. The person who got promoted that cycle. Emeka, who presented Chidi's ideas in a meeting Chidi didn't attend. Chidi wasn't even angry. He just didn't know the rules. Today, I want to make sure you know the rules. Here are the 5 things that are actually holding you back. Number 1, and this is the one that hurts the most. Your manager promotes people they are comfortable with, not just people who perform. If your MD barely knows your name, you are invisible on promotion day, no matter what your appraisal says. I watched a junior staff member, let's call her Amina, do something nobody else thought of. She started scheduling 15-minute update calls with senior leadership. Not brown-nosing. Just sharing what her team was working on. Within 6 months, when a new role opened up, the directors already knew her name. They didn't need to check the files. Point 2 is where most people make the biggest mistake, and it happens in every meeting you're already in. Number 2. In African corporate culture, we were taught that speaking up is showing off. That is costing you your career. I was in a team meeting once where a quiet analyst, let's call her Grace, had done the deepest research on the problem. She had the data. She had the solution. But she sat there, waiting for someone to ask. Nobody asked. And 2 days later, a louder colleague stood up in a different meeting and presented what was essentially Grace's analysis, repackaged. That colleague got the applause. Grace got nothing. Point 3 is the one nobody wants to admit, because it involves other people. Quick question, which of these first 2 points is happening to you right now? Drop a 1 or 2 in the comments. I read every single one. Number 3. There is a difference between people who like you and people who will advocate for you in a room you're not in. Most people have only the first. Think about it. You have colleagues who laugh with you at lunch. Who chat with you in the hallway. But when your name came up in that promotion meeting, did any of them speak up? Did any of them say, I've worked with this person, and they are exceptional? In a promotion meeting I heard about, there were 3 candidates. 2 had sponsors in the room, people who stood up and made a case. The 3rd was the most qualified but had nobody speaking for them. Guess who didn't get the role? Number 4, this is the one I wish someone had told me in my first year. Number 4. Managing up means making your manager's job easier and making sure they know it. It is not brown-nosing. It is not sycophancy. It is strategy. Here's what managing up looks like in practice. Every Friday, send your manager a simple message or email, 3 bullet points, what you accomplished this week, what you're working on next week, and 1 thing you need from them. That's it. No essay. No performance. Just clarity. I know someone who started doing this. Within a month, their manager started mentioning them in leadership meetings. Within 3 months, they were asked to present at a quarterly review. They didn't suddenly become better at their job. They became visible. And the fifth one, this is the hardest pill to swallow. But it's also the fastest lever you can pull. Number 5. What do people say about you when you leave the room? That is your internal brand. And most people have never thought about it for even 5 minutes. In every company, people have reputations. Not official ones. Informal ones. Oh, that's the person who always delivers on time. That's the person who's great in a crisis. That's the person who always has data to back up their point. That's a brand. Now think about this, 2 equally qualified candidates applied for the same internal role. One had a clear internal reputation, she was known as the one who makes cross-functional projects work. The other was just competent. No defining quality. Guess who got the role? Here's how to find out what your internal brand is right now. Ask 3 colleagues you trust this one question. If someone asked you what I'm known for at work, what would you say? If they struggle to answer, that's your signal. You don't have a brand yet. And that's fixable. So let's bring this together. The 5 things holding back hardworking African professionals are proximity, silence, weak allies, not managing up, and no internal brand. None of these have anything to do with your competence. All of them are fixable, starting this week. The best professionals I've seen level up didn't suddenly work harder. They started playing the game that was already being played around them. Tell me in the comments, which of the 5 is your biggest challenge right now? I read every comment, I respond. If this helped you, subscribe, because every week I'm putting out exactly this kind of content. No fluff. No motivation quotes. Just real strategy for African professionals who are done being overlooked. And if you want to go deeper on point 3, the allies one, I've got a full video coming on how to build real sponsors at work. Hit the bell so you don't miss it.